Welcome, I am John Halcyon Stin. This is Hug Nation. It is such a treat to spend this moment with you. Today's topic is being SHY at BRC. I got an email from someone. I'm heading home for my third burn this year, and I'm wondering what advice you'd give me. I don't know if shy is the right word, but it's the word I'm going to use. I'm shy. And one of the ways this affects me in BRC is that I don't like walking into camps. Even camps I know are there for everyone. I just feel like I'm an outsider, or like I don't belong, or I'm intruding on everyone's happy time together. So let's say I came by Pinkheart and saw you and wanted to come over and say hi. I'd feel like I would be interrupting whatever conversation you were having. Or I'd stand there awkwardly, not wanting to bother you, but wanting to say hi. And I just don't know how to not feel like I'm bothering people, or like I'm a random stranger and not one of them. Or even just going into the camp and just hanging out or flopping on a couch or whatnot. It all feels so, I'm not sure. Like I shouldn't because I'm not part of something? The camp? The friendships? So thank you, Willow, for sending that question, because it totally resonates with me. I totally have that feeling sometimes walking around the world, but even at Black Rock City, where I feel like, am I welcome here? Am I allowed? And I think that what I have to do and what is so helpful is to remind yourself of the whole purpose of Burning Man and Black Rock City, the whole concept of a gift economy, that everybody here is bringing and building and sharing their gifts, their art, their shade structures, their food, their performances. Everything that is there is brought there as an expression of gifting. So at Pinkheart, we spend a ton of time furring couches, figuring out logistics, building things, carrying things, and all of the effort, it's all because we want to be sharing. And so when somebody stumbles into camp and is enjoying a fur couch, is enjoying an ice cream cone, is marveling, it is so awesome. It is the whole kind of fulfilling of the promise of the gift economy. A chef who puts his meal out onto an empty table is longing. But when people sit down and enjoy the meal, that is what makes it magic. That is what makes them go, I want to do this more. The audience, the receiver, the appreciator is needed. It is desired. It is wanted. So if you are feeling like an outsider to an appreciating of a camp, remind yourself that this was not built to house some insider picnic. This was built as a gift for everyone. And if you run into people who have that mentality of like, I'm here to camp with my friends, they are the ones who are out of touch and off base. There's plenty of places in their back of their camp in RVs where they can hang out and avoid the interactions of Black Rock City. It is this massive gift that we finally have this place where we're broken free from this transactional world that we live in the default time. If somebody walks up to you on the street, if somebody approaches your porch, if somebody comes into your place of business uninvited and they just walk up with a clipboard, you think they want something. They want your money, they want your signature, they want a sale from you. Maybe they're hitting on you and they want in your pants, but they want something. And so when we all agree that when we go to Black Rock City, we create an environment where we want to gift and receive. We want to have a gift economy that promotes and facilitates that. Now, me personally, like when I hear or see somebody enjoying Pinkheart, when I hear or see somebody appreciating a talk that I give or an outfit that I've made, it literally lights up my life. It is like the most intoxicating, powerful, amazing feeling I can get. Now, you mentioned being a bother when you approach somebody if they're busy and things. And to be totally honest, there are times when things are busy or Me personally, I'll be, figuring out some camp thing, or I'll be involved with the conversation. One of the glorious and troubling things about having this week gathering of so many amazing people, it's just that there's not enough time to go deep and have conversations with everybody. But occasionally, I will be deep in conversation with somebody, and to honor that connection, I do feel like I'm a little rude to people who are also around and want to talk or want to say hello or want to give a hug, or because I will say it now and I will say it over and over. If you see me at Burning Man or anywhere, I would love a hug. Please stop me. And if I'm busy, just say when you have a sec, and I will, as soon as I am finished in the encounter that I'm in. And I think that goes for everyone. I mean, if we can approach our interactions with people from that place of we are also the gifts and they are the gifts, then maybe it can snap us out of that shyness feeling that is so easy to get to in the default world. Because I feel that way too. I feel like I'm a nuisance, I'm a bother. I feel like I'm going to get judged. I feel like there's a failure possibility that if I walk up and say hi to somebody and they don't, they go, "What are you doing?" Then they have then deemed me uncool. They have judged me. I have failed at being a worthy person in the world. And part of that pattern, or that old pattern for me, and that I think cultural pattern we have, is because it's linked to the need to be something for the world, to play a role, to be cool, whatever it is. And the incredible, powerful gift of Burning Man as a city, as a community, is that you're not asked to play the role that your socialization and your culture has given you. You're not asked to be cool. You were asked to be you. And that actually can be one of the most challenging things you've ever faced if you've never struggled to do that. Because all you've done your whole life has been told what you should do, that the voice, the atrophied voice of who you really are, is very quiet sometimes. But in the environment, in the supportive choir of the playa, your heart song can hopefully gain enough volume so you can start being that self. And when you express that self truly, I promise, I guarantee that that true self of yours will be received with excitement and exuberance and support, because there's nothing more beautiful than a true self expressed. That is when people feel that their lives are transformed at Burning Man, a big part of it is that, feeling that, hearing that for the first time and expressing it. And if you walk into a camp shining your light, you are a gift. You are adding to the art, the magic. You are what it is about. And I know we are so conditioned to be afraid of the judgment, but let me phrase it this way. If you are just allowing yourself to be, you cannot fail, because you did not make yourself. If you, however, are trying to be cool, you're trying to act like, a jaded burner, you're trying to, whatever it is, the role, the cool guy, cool girl that you have been conditioned to try to be. If you're trying to be that, and then somebody judges you, it sucks, because it's like trying and failing. But if you simply just allow, and you become a vessel and a canvas to allow the universe to express itself on, like I'm the soil, the seed was planted, this is what the flower looks like. I didn't create this flower, I didn't choose its color, I didn't choose its height or anything. This is the way the flower looks like, that is me. What kind of person judges the color of a flower or the shape of a cloud? That is not on us. If somebody has a problem with our true selves, that is them projecting whatever their issues are, and you just need to let that go, because that flower is the beauty, is the magnificence, is appreciated at Burning Man and in the world by people who are the ones that you care about. And because this environment is so different from the default world, I think you don't need to have an excuse to walk up to somebody and say, you seem interesting. I'd like to know you a little bit better. But it still can be helpful to have a little like saying like that in the back of your head, or give someone a compliment, or say, I love this camp. Is this yours? Or it feels great in here. Can I hang out on your hammock for a little bit? That's like when you compliment someone's kid. Everybody, you go, oh yes, oh my baby is so beautiful. Yes, my camp is so beautiful. My art is so beautiful. My art car is so beautiful. This outfit is so beautiful. Thank you for noticing. It's what I care about so much. And for you to spend any of your energy appreciating my art and my gift, my baby, it brings you connected and close. One like trick that I have used in the past is to say, this is awesome, can I take a picture? And if somebody's too busy, it'll be obvious, but if someone's like, that kind of gives you a 3-second way to either engage you or dismiss you, and you go, okay, cool, well, this person's too busy. But if they go, yeah, absolutely, then it's like, oh cool, you did this? Where did this come from? Oh my gosh, ta-da, suddenly you're best friends and maybe lovers. That being said, about the lovers thing, if you start to get in that habit of just giving out compliments, make sure that you're not doing it from an old pattern of like hitting on people. If you find yourself just giving compliments to hot young men and women that are half naked, then you might not be actually participating in a gifting economy. You might be hitting on people, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but it is. You are now looking for a transaction. So check yourself. Get into the I want to gift myself to you. I want to learn about the gift that is you, and allow the magic to happen. I think that when you feel that shyness as you approach a camp or as you approach people in Black Rock City, it is the default world patterns kind of creeping in. And I had a very powerful experience of that many years ago, where I was at a dance club in Mexico, and there was people just having fun on the dance floor and dancing, and I was paralyzed. And I was like, I was so afraid of going out on the dance floor. Even though I wanted to dance, I was so afraid of going on the dance floor and having some girl go, what are you doing, And so I just sat on the sidelines until my friend Dimitri was like, what are you, checking in with me, and I explained things. And he framed it in a way that was so helpful to me. He was like, look, if you get to a deep spiritual place, you see yourself and you know that we are all connected, we are all divine, we are all a part of God, right? I'm like, yeah, I believe that, I feel that. He goes, so why don't you go out there and introduce yourself to another part of yourself? Go get to know a little bit more of divine you, and let divine you know you a little bit better. And if for whatever reason that other expression of you is not in a place to appreciate it, that's okay. But that rejection is way different. Having a stunted version of myself unable to appreciate the gift of me is much different than this person's cooler than me and what if they judge me. And so that is part of the Burning Man mindset as well, as recognizing that we are all united in this, we are all connected in this, we are all playing a part of this. And the reason why we've all come here, a big part, is so that we can get to know these other facets of our divine self and be reflected and reflect and empower and strengthen and encourage each other to let that heart song sing. So nothing wrong with being a little intimidated, but also know that as you are on the outskirts, it's kind of like being in front of a party with your wrapped present and going, I don't want to go inside and give this to them because I'm worried that I'm not wanted at this party, or they won't like this gift, or they're too busy with their other gifts. Come inside. You're on the invite list. Your gift is wanted. I think that whether it's the default world or Burning Man, the kind of antidote to that shyness of approaching somebody or in a situation that you're uncomfortable with is the same. It's snapping into gifting mentality, snapping into that reminder that who you are is a gift, and that a huge part of the human experience is to have these experiences, these interactions, these mini classrooms, these mini celebrations, these mini dances with multiple partners, not with agenda, not with like, you need to be this for me, but just like, hey, let me learn a little bit more about you. It's so rewarding. It's so fantastic. It's like we are these walking art galleries, and we get to just go, oh, that's interesting. Oh, beautiful. Oh, fascinating. Oh, interesting. Thank you for sharing. Oh, beautiful. Oh, thank you. Oh, can I sit down? Can we sit down? Can we go deep? Because you are a piece of art that I want to really sink my teeth into, figuratively or literally, depending on how the conversation goes. So, Willow, I sure hope that we cross paths. I sure hope that you come and say hello. I sure hope that you welcome the gifts that are waiting for you in the world, and you share your gifts with the world and with me. Maybe this little shift in headspace can push you through. I need it myself, so I'm speaking to myself as well. I would be bummed if I didn't get to meet you because either one of us got hung up on some momentary nervousness or insecurity. But I forgive us both if we do. That being said, I hope I see you. I hope we can hug. And I hope we can have a connection. I love you. See you at home. Oh, I was going to say one more thing. I wanted to give one set of tips for meeting people. If you are someone who's not super comfortable, in a new social situation, it can be very helpful to go into it with some tools, with something to work with. So I like to have a few stories of things that have happened in recent weeks or recent months, depending on the context, of something cool, something that I'm excited about, something short, something that illustrates something that I care about, something funny that happened to me. Maybe it's something that I've told someone else and that made them laugh. So I'm like, cool, this is something that has happened to me that other people relate to, that gives a peek at what my life has been. So you don't just go, how's it going? Good. How's it going? Oh my gosh, I just found the perfect fabric for these pants, and as soon as I got them made, they were too short, and everyone was teasing me about having a flood, but now I realize I love buying new socks, so now I've gotten a whole passion for socks. Aren't these cool? Okay, I just made that up, and it's not true, but having some little nuggets so that you can kind of quickly expose yourself, and you can be very creative and you can cultivate it, and it's kind of like an artistic process, figuring out what are these little nuggets of stories that I want to have to display. Like, what are the pictures in my wallet I want to show? Oh, these are my kids. Oh, this is an art project that I'm excited about. Oh, here's something I just saw or read about, or I think better than read about or saw is something that you're involved with and care about, something that you just saw a kid do. And an example, so I just 2 weekends ago, I spent some time with my friend's son, and he's about a little over 1 year old, and I spent about 30 minutes playing catch with this little 1 year old. And I had an observation as I was watching the kid that it became my nugget. So for the next week, whenever I would run into people and there'd be kind of a lull in the conversation, I would tell them about this thing that happened, which was I had the cool experience playing catch with a 1 year old because the kid was at this really cool stage where he didn't quite understand what he did that would cause the world to change, but he knew he was affecting the world. So he would flex his whole body, his arms and legs and stuff, and the ball would fly, someplace, and he would giggle and laugh, and I would get it, and I would give it back to him, and sometimes he would come right at me, and sometimes it would bounce off his head, and he would giggle and laugh, and it was so cool to see this he's at this amazing stage where he knows he can change the world. He can affect the world around him. He just has no clue what the relationship is between his actions and that change. So he just does everything. Blah, blah, blah. So that was a little nugget. Okay, maybe it's not the most entertaining thing, but it was a honest experience that I had during the week that I found that people found was interesting, because it was, it wasn't telling about a movie. I wasn't regurgitating something I read in an article. It was a beautiful experience that I was trying to remember as something that I want to remember, and made it into something that I shared. Now, you can use humble brags in these scenarios, but you want to make sure that you bump up the humble. And for example, last week I got invited to meet with the mayor of Ventura to talk about a kindness initiative that she wants to do for the city's 150th birthday that's coming up in next April. So one of my nuggets for the week was, did I tell you that I'm going to meet with the mayor to talk about kindness? Now, I'm excited about that. So by having this little reminder of these little things that made me excited in my life, it allows me to quickly invite people into something that I care about. Now, the mayor one also allows me to go, and, oh, did I mention that I have a meeting with the mayor? So maybe that's a bad example because I kind of sound like a jerk. But, seriously, how many people get to say they get to have a meeting with the mayor to talk about kindness? I don't care. I'm going to use it. It's still one of my nuggets. I might say it again. I might say it to you, hopefully, after we have a nice long hug. You may notice that I stopped saying namaste at the end of the hug, and that's just because so many people have gotten hung up on that word, and I've heard it used in jest so many times, and is an example of people, talking the talk and not walking the walk. And for me, when I hear the word, it is that idea of a reminder that the other, the you, that anyone that I encounter can be that reminder of the divine, that can be that reflection of the oneness, the love that is, that divinity that is me. And it's, in many ways, it's what I was just talking about in terms of the gift of meeting new people, the gift of opening yourself up and being vulnerable in meeting people and putting yourself in situations and introducing yourself is opening yourself up to that divine reflection, that namaste. So whether I say it or not,